Hello and welcome to the Lady Sows. It's been a while since I did a video, but today I'm harvesting my potatoes. I put 4 lots, I think it's 4 lots in tubs, and then I planted another 4 lots in the ground, and I'm interested to see the difference. I've never grown potatoes in tubs before. Having watched other people, I thought I'd give it a go this year. Probably wasn't the best year, with it having been so hot and dry. I've also noticed that a few people aren't or haven't had very good results from their tubs this year. So to be honest with you, I am not expecting great results. So anyway, so let's get started. Right, we'll get the first tub. I'll just cut these halums off. This is a variety called Jazzy, second early, and I planted them on the 2nd of April. Got a brassica in there. I don't know. So I'll get all these leaves cut off. As I say, I'm not expecting great things. I don't know why I've got some brassica. Seems to have seeded. Must be from the compost that was in there. Stick my gloves on. As you can see, it's blowing. Don't need that bit of grass in it. Right, let's tip these out. I put 2 potatoes in each tub. Oh, well, there's a start. There's some potatoes there. I can see it's quite dry on the bottom here, but then I haven't been watering this for the last week because I knew I was going to be harvesting. I brought a bucket. It's probably a bit optimistic, but anyway, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Oh, I've actually got quite a lot in here. More than I was expecting. They're all quite small. As I say, this compost is quite dry. I have tried to water them as much as I can, but they're nice clean potatoes. They're nice clean looking potatoes. As I say, I've actually got more in here than I was expecting. I'm quite chuffed really. Well, there's another small here. Goodness. So for a second early potato, they're not a bad size. You don't really want them too big. I mean, one of the things, I think I harvested a different variety, some that had, were volunteers. And I've found that they kind of turned to mush a bit in the pan, probably because they were in the ground a bit too long. But these are a nice salad-sized potato. So I'm actually really pleased with these. Oh goodness, yeah. I've had loads. Let's take that out of it. Now I put manure on the bottom of these tubs, and then I mixed coir in with the compost for water retention, so that I didn't have to be watering it too much. There are some little diddy ones here. I'll just put them in the bucket. So perhaps bringing the bucket wasn't being too optimistic. As I say, this compost is actually really quite dry. I then I did cover them all with straw again to try and improve water retention. But the amount of watering that we've had to do this year has been really quite horrendous. I've been up here most days watering. We're not allowed to use hoses, so everything has to be done with a watering can. So I've clocked up several miles in a week walking up and down the plot, actually watering everything. Oh, missed one there. Well, I have to say I'm well chuffed with that first one. I'll let you see what I've got. So, I've got this many potatoes from that tub. That's absolutely amazing. Oh, and two that have fallen on the ground. All right. Let's try the next one. Right, tub number 2. Get my gloves back on, take the label out. I'm not sure this one has got so many in. It's very dry on the bottom. I don't know. Yes, I've got some actually quite nice size ones for a second early potato, which this is a variety called Jazzy. I think I might have said that. So they're sort of a salad type potato, but look at the size of that one. I mean, that's a really good sized potato. Yes, as I say, I wasn't sure I was going to repeat this exercise for next year. I just thought, oh, it's just been so much effort with the watering. And as I say, some people have had very, very poor results from their potatoes in tubs, where in previous years they've had very good results. It's going there. Yes, I don't think there's as many in this tub as there were in the other tub that I did. That's the old potato. And that's the old potato, just a husk. I'm going to harvest the other 2 tubs and then I'll come back to you, because you don't need to watch me harvesting 2 more tubs of potatoes. So I'll be back to you shortly and then we'll see how much I actually got. I have no idea what the weight is, but I will weigh them when I get home and then I'll be able to put that on the video. Well, this is the potato haul from those 4 tubs of second early potatoes. That's a builder's bucket. And I have to say, I am absolutely amazed and chuffed, delighted, all those other adjectives, because I certainly wasn't expecting anything like this based on what other people have had, whose videos I have watched so far. So, how have the ones in the ground got on? As I say, I will weigh those. Jazzy potato, never grown them before. No idea what they cook like, but I will be giving it a go. And I think I might be saving some of those for seed for next year. So right, let's go over and see how the ones in the ground have done. Right, to be honest, these haven't had as much water as the ones in the tub. So I'm not sure what sort of yield I'm going to get. Planted at the same time, 2nd of April. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. And there's only one potato was planted where I planted 2 potatoes in the tubs. But so far, that's not too bad for 1 potato. I'm hoping to be able to root around for these without having to use the fork, because it would be nice not to have any stabbed. There's a lot in here actually. Now these have got a bit of scab. I didn't have any of that on the other potatoes. Is there any more in here? Oh, there's another one. Goodness, there's quite a lot in here, to be honest. I don't know if this is the same plant or if it's the next plant. But let's work my way along the row. There's some decent sized ones. As I say, I didn't really water these that much. Watering was just such an issue this year. But goodness, I've got some really decent sized ones, I have to say. Let's move this out of the way. Goodness me. This is just absolutely amazing. Got enough potatoes to keep us going for the rest of the year. And I've got main crop potatoes to harvest yet, but of course that will be a bit later. And I grew those in tubs as well. They could probably do with a water today. I just poked these in here because I had a bit of space. You know what it's like. You just sort of stick things in wherever you feel you've got space for. I'll just have a little rootle around here. I don't think there are any down here. Oh, there's a little one there. I don't think there's any here. Right, let's move up, and that one's a little bit green, but never mind. That can be saved for a seed if it's a bit green. These strawberries need looking at because they're taking over, as strawberries have a habit of doing. Some of these are really, really nice potatoes. There's something about it's like panning for gold, isn't it, really, digging potatoes. You just never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you'll be disappointed, and other times, like now, you'll be absolutely chuffed to bits. And this ground is very dry. Like most of the country, we've not had much in the way of rain. We did get a bit the other day. Well, I doubt if it was more than a couple of millimetres, but it was a bit drizzly for most of the day. Right. Last one. I don't know if you can still see what I'm doing. Have a look and move the camera if necessary. Few weeds here. They come out. God, that's an absolute whopper. So what's right? Let's have a look under here. And I think I've probably got them all out. Oh, there's another one there. Goodness, probably fine. I'll know that I haven't got them all out next year when a few germinate here. There's another one. Yeah, they do have a habit of hiding. But I think that's, to be honest with you, I think that's probably it. Right, so that's what I've got from one bed of 4 potatoes. Slightly less than in the tubs, but then I had 2 potatoes in each tub and only 1 potato for, per plant, as it were, in the ground. So 4 plants in the ground, effectively 8 potatoes in the tubs spread over 4. So what's my verdict of growing potatoes in tubs against growing in the ground? Well, growing them in the ground was certainly a lot less work because I didn't have to water them quite so much. I was very lucky this year. Yes, I had a bit of scab, but no slug damage, no eelworm, probably because of the dry conditions. A different year, if it was wet, there'd probably be a lot of slug damage. The tubs, yeah, the yield was good, although the potatoes are a bit smaller than than the ones in the ground, although there are a few small ones from the ground. Having them in tubs was much more work in terms of watering this year. Again, if you had a wet summer, you probably wouldn't be doing as much watering. But what will I do next year? That's difficult. After watching other people, I was thinking I was going to abandon the whole idea of growing potatoes in tubs for next year. Let's see how my main crop are in a few weeks' time, and I'll reevaluate whether to do them in tubs again. As I say, they're very clean, but then the ones from the ground are really clean as well. So from that point of view, there's nothing to go. I will weigh them, but I think probably just looking at what I've got, that actually you probably get more potatoes growing them in the ground than you do growing them in the tubs. But this wasn't any sort of scientific experiment. It's just me just having a go. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Sun's come back out again, so it's nice and bright, and hopefully I'll catch you another time. Bye for now. Bye.